Many times you'll find on internet that if you want to learn RxJS, you need to think it as a stream. But I differ. I had understood it in a different way, and that's what today we are going to talk about. There are a lot of things to cover, like map, filter, and other things in RxJS. So let's start quickly with our session right now. Hi everyone, this is Angular Coder and I'm your host Gaurav today for RxJS, observable subjects and little bit of operators in that. Today we are going to cover a lot of things, but before that you need to understand what is RxJS and how do I want to present it to you. To understand RxJS, we'll start with observables and observer pattern. Let me try to explain you in very simple terms. So you can think something as an Apple store. Apple product has come in and there are people who are interested in Apple phones, as I am. You have Apple store where new products are coming in from Apple product company and there are people who are really interested in that product. How do these people can get information? There are two ways. One thing is that these guys can every time go to Apple store and try to learn about if there is new product which has come in, and that's how many of the softwares were done before reactive programming was introduced. You can think in a different example also. So there is a stock market and then there are people who are interested in a certain value of stock. Now if the stock market goes up, then they want to buy, and then when it is at highest point, they want to sell. Now how do they get that information? These guys who were interested in the stocks were called observers and the stock itself was called subject. Whenever there was any change in subject or subject released some change, these observers wanted to know the information. This is what is at the core of complete RxJS. Before we continue, please think about liking this video and subscribing to the channel to view more of these contents. I create a lot of videos on Angular and also I create videos on topics which is general in programming world or IT world. Let's continue. If you are asked to create an observable pattern, what would you do? It's quite simple actually. It's not that difficult. The subject which is going to emit changes, that needs to have access to the observers. That's what you have to think. Basically a subject will have a reference or a idea about who my observers are, and whenever there is a change, it will call a method to basically execute function in this observers. You can check out one of the videos where I talk about observables and different type of observables, hot observable and cold observable. Now in this example we create an observable. Basically you can think this is the guy which is a source which is going to emit changes on all the people who are subscribing to it are going to receive those changes or events. Observable is going to just return a string, and then there are different people who have subscribed to it and they are going to receive that string as an input. You have lot of benefits from observables. You can create observables from clicks and events, as you can see. Then you can create observables from array, which will sending a data point at multiple times. The array item will be sent one by one. There are multiple ways to use observables. One of the way which actually I have used many times in our project is subject. And there are different kind of subjects. We'll go into that in later videos, but what I want to do today is basically give you a clear understanding how to use it, how to use observable and how to use a subject. We are going to go on our screen and just talk about observable subjects, and there are different operators which we are going to talk about: pipe, map, filter and tap. These are basic operations which you should know and how to use them. We have an Angular application which is running right now. Let's quickly make a subject and it's observable so that we can understand. So for that we can just write from, and if you write from, you can see that there are multiple options shown here. So we can see from event. Let's just have from. As you can see, we have created observable from array, and then we have just subscribed to it. So this subscription which you are seeing here is a kind of thing which I was talking about, where observers are going to subscribe to something, like people who are interested in source. So this is a source which we are calling observable, and this is the part where we are subscribing and we are trying to get information. To just showcase it a little bit more clearly, let me do one more thing. So that makes it a little bit more clear. This is the source and we are subscribing to the source. We are interested in the change which it is going to fire from there. So you can see, if we refresh the page, we can see that the array items were converted into individual data which we received one by one. So there are 3 different logs since we logged it every time. Let's take another example where we are going to create observable from our event. So just writing these 2 words, now we have converted our previous observable into a new kind of observable, where whenever there is any click, we are going to subscribe and log data from it. So whenever we click, we can see that there is a mouse event coming up here. We'll talk about the benefits of it. Just wait for a few moments and then we'll talk about benefit, why we want to convert something into observable. And that's where I guess the concept of stream comes in. So this observable, when you are subscribed to it, at different points in time, it is going to send you information, right? It is going to send you different kind of information. So it's like a stream of data which will come in future. So you have subscribed to it. Whenever there is any change coming in, you just log it right now, but you can do different operations on that. One thing you have to know is that if you subscribe 2 times in this guy, it will emit data 2 different times. If you subscribe 2 times, and if we click it, you can see 2 different mouse events being printed here at 1 click. Now let's consider another example. So now whenever we click our screen, you will see that there is a new hello printed with new value. 2 places we have used observable. One place we have used is to create observable from document click event, and then what we have done on that subscription is, whenever that event happens, we are going to fire our own observable, that is subject, that we are subscribed to log data from. You can check out my video for hot and cold observable to understand difference between observable and subject. What we are interested today is to show different kind of operators which are there on RxJS observable. So why do we even require a kind of observable when we have document.click event? So let me show you that. So I've converted it back into document click. So if you can see, if I click on top left corner, we have some client X pixel and client Y pixel at where my mouse pointer was clicked on. Now what we are going to do is use these operators to filter out some items. So instead of just subscribing to it, what I will do is I will add some kind of filtering over this thing. So I want to only recognize clicks which is happening on lower parts of our screen. So we'll do one thing. So there is something called as pipe in observables, where inside pipe you basically, you can imagine it like a pipeline, and then in that pipeline you can attach different kind of operators, and you can think as a crude oil which comes in, and then you apply some filter to remove all bigger particles, then you apply some thing there in the pipe to maybe just get petrol out of it, then maybe change the crude oil into petrol, and then you can do lot of things. We are going to use that kind of imagination in our code right now. Let's go ahead and add some pipeline to our code, and that can be done with comma separated values. Let's quickly add in this, and then I will explain you how it is done and what it does. So what we have done, in the pipeline we have attached one filter which is saying that I want to only subscribe whatever observable events which are going to come in. We are going to only subscribe the one which passes this criteria. The criteria is that client X is greater than 300 and client Y is also greater than 300. That means If we refresh this application and click on top, there is no observable listening here now, but if we click on down, we can see that observable is coming in. Even on the left side, on the top side, we are not listening to any events. This is kind of power of using observable. So you, in the same line of code, you just attached a pipeline where you wanted to filter items. Let me make it more clear and add more things into this. So now what we have done in this screen here is basically in the pipeline we have attached a kind of thing before filtering. This tap is like tapping on the body or on your friend's shoulder. When you tap someone, just you want to know some information but you don't want to do anything about it. So using tap, you can log data, you can even maybe you cannot change the data. In filter we were changing the data, that we were receiving some 100 events and then we filtered it out and we received some 20 events out of it. Now with using tap, we are going to just check that our data and then print it. Let's see on the screen how it looks like. So if we click, you can see that before filtering is shown here. That means we were receiving our observable but we were not moving it to our final stage. When we click on bottom right side of the screen, we can see that the final data is also printed before filtering and final data is also printed here. You can see both are getting printed, but if you click on that before part, we just only see before filtering is shown. Let's do some more operation in this thing, shall we? So now what we have done in this screen is like map is used to change data. So you can think it as a crude oil was coming in and then you convert it into a petrol or a diesel or gas which you fill in gasoline. So basically tap is just to record data if you want to log or something. Then filter is basically that you want to filter out some items, and map is something which we basically use to change the data into something else altogether. So now we have changed our data from mouse event to a string. If you go ahead and see on the data item now, it is showing a string. If we just comment out this line, you will see the data item is mouse event. You can see the changes happening in real time. So just remove the comment and again the data changes back to string. So if we log now and we click on bottom side, you can see that before filtering we had a different kind of item and final item is a kind of string. So that's the power of RxJS and observables. Using observable with a single piece of line, you didn't need to write a lot of if else cases. You just created a pipeline and you did lot of operations into that. These are only few operations which we are showing here. There are a lot to go and lot to cover in RxJS. Please consider subscribing to this channel to see those videos, because I'm starting a new series today on RxJS where we'll go into practical example of these data items. One was document click. You can imagine lot of things to do with this. Thank you.